Battleship Memorial
Look at
Park.
that bad boy out there.
Oh, look at that though.
Just got to the USS Alabama Museum. All kind of other cool stuff around here. Got a B-52, an F-16, F-18s, F-4 Phantoms, A-4 Skyhawk. I think it's an A-4. Yeah, A-4 Skyhawk. A MiG, some rockets, a DC-3. It's all looking good so far. And an aircraft pavilion. Ooh, and an SR-71. This place has it all. Take a look inside this turret. Oh wow, we get to go inside this one. That's super cool. Wow. Oh my goodness. Imagine being in here when they're firing this thing. Goodness gracious. Hot. No air conditioner in here.
What is this?
This is a gun turret. This is where they loaded the shells into the cannons to fire them. And then up in here is where the breeches were, where they would actually bring up the shells and load them into the gun. So that's the cannon right down there. And there's the breech. And then the shells probably came up here, that tilted forward, slid in, and then they brought the powder up, shoved the powder in there, closed the breech, and hit the trigger. God, you imagine how noisy it was in here? Oh my God.
There's seats back here too. I don't know what that's for.
Yeah, that's the firing control.
There must be some parts missing.
I've always wanted to go inside of one of these. Look at that. Wow. That's crazy.
Okay, hold on.
I'm surprised you didn't have to wear a hard hat in here. Then when that thing fired, the recoil on it was probably 6 or 8 feet. No smoking. It's good advice. So he must have sat here and looked through here, which went down to the end of the tube here to figure out what they were shooting at. Oh yeah, I don't know if you can see this or not, I'll try. You can see outside some kind of aiming mechanism here and a first aid kit. Seems like you need a little bit more than that if something went wrong in here. I'd say there was probably more head wounds than anything in here. That's what we were inside of right there. And there's where those optical sensors were for the periscopes. There's some steam gauges. RPMs. Shaft revolution indicator. probably know how to work all this stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
CC, damage control room. Kind of screwed.
Sum it up.
Think those are some big shells? Look at the size comparison. They're bigger than you.
You scared me.
So here's the powder room. The Alabama is the first ship to allow people to come down here and look at this. So the powder would come out over there, and then they would load it into the elevators, and then it would go up into the turret.
So would bullets be here then?
Shells, yeah.
Shells.
It looks like it.
Yep, right here. Let's see how they
Heavy
work.
duty. Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, any battleship or warship. This is the first one.
Again, you know how loud it would be in here with that thing firing up top? Boom, boom. I wonder if they gave you a warning when they were going to shoot. Flooding station. Counterbalanced the ship when weight was shifted during normal operations. These operations included refueling, loading of supplies, or during any ship action that resulted in weight imbalance. Flooding stations use seawater to fill in empty compartments as a means of counterbalance in case of fire in a compartment or ammunition magazine. Water from a nearby station was flooded into the area to extinguish blazes. Bet there was a lot of pain in this room. Oh my goodness. Hello, Tokyo.
Yeah, the ship travels through water and takes up a charge with it.
A chapel. You think you would need more seats than that? So I can't help but think how many people have sat here in this particular spot. Brave men who went to war for our country. Their nationality, who they were, what their names were, occupied this space at one time. It's amazing to think that the unselfishness, the dedication to protecting our country back then, and somebody sat right here in this spot, eating his dinner or his breakfast or his lunch. Who knows what his name was? Jimmy? Steve? Going to the chapel.
It says, oh, fire exits that way, but this is,
More bunks.
yeah.
Actually, I'd rather be sleeping here than in those other rooms.
Uh-huh. That's what I said, who gets to, not who has to.
Oil and water testing lab. Boy, if they had room in this ship, they put something in it.
Also known as the clang bang clank.
Probably only a place on the ship where there was fire. The slide rule, how America was made.
I don't remember seeing any of this.
Machine shop. General workshop, tool issues, and engineer storeroom. So cool how everything's just left. This is the machine shop. If you can't fix it here, it's not fixable. Lathe, drill press, mills, holy smokes. All right, the important part. I'm hungry now.
That looks like it's been sitting there a while.
Looks like the mixer is getting a little repair. And then you got to do the dishes.
House for conversion. There's the kick, with Waterhouse breaking all collegiate football records with 47 conversions in a single season. And the scoreboard.
Anybody know what these hooks are hanging from the ceiling? Comment below. And down we go.
I don't know how they flew down these.
All right, here's the latrine. And this is for Matt Foxcroft. Matt, is this a prime pooping position? Just have a seat there and let her rip right into a trough. Bet it smelled good in here. And again, sitting here, how can we thank the greatest generation enough for what they did for us today? And to never forget the sacrifices that were given. Going to war unselfishly to keep America safe and free. Thank you from the bottom of my heart and my wife's heart for the greatest generation serving on these incredible platforms to keep our nation free, prosperous, and still thriving today. So never forget the sacrifices that those who came before us made to keep us the greatest nation on the face of this earth. And celebrating 250 years in another month or so, don't forget to thank a vet for what they have done to keep us free. And for those currently serving, we thank you as well. What you do is incredibly hard, incredibly difficult. You spend days, weeks, months, years away from your families. And I just want you to know that we thank you and appreciate you for what you're doing as well. Veterans Day has a very special day. Those serving has a special day. And Red Shirt Friday has a special day. Today's Thursday, tomorrow's Friday. But remembering those who are currently deployed and actively serving. So make sure you wear your red on Fridays as well. Of what?
And Google will tell me what it is. Refrigerator and hung to thaw. The butcher's part of the supply division would cut and weigh the meat. After processing, they would deliver it to the crews and officers' galleys to be prepared for their daily meals.
Seems like you would need to process a lot more meat than this little room could handle.
Hot cross buns, that's a song from back then.
Nothing better than cream turkey
Ugh,
on toast.
that sounds horrible.
Thanks for the tour, Alabama, and all those who served. cost to get in here with a truck and trailer is $30. That includes one ticket, which is $15. There's a discount if you're 55 and older, so we had to buy one more ticket when we got in. So all in all, we're in 45 bucks for the museum, and it was well worth it. And remember, that money goes towards maintaining this beautiful, iconic ship. So don't fret over the price, it goes to a good cause. Wow, what a great museum ship. And again, just knowing where that's been, the Battle of Iwo Jima, the Pacific, taking on Japan during World War II, just impressive. The other thing about this iconic ship is the accessibility that you have inside. I was talking to a guy, he said they're getting ready to open up more of the ship to the public. But I've never seen and been in a ship that gives you so much access and so much history about what went on in the ship. So if you're ever out in Alabama and you're a history nut, make sure you get by and check out the Alabama. You will not be disappointed. All right, that wraps it up for this video. Stormy night last night. We actually had to leave our RV park because of tornado warnings, and made it down here to Alabama and to the Alabama Museum. Thanks John House for the recommendation. You can see it from the freeway. Don't drive by, make sure you come back and check this out. Give yourself about 3 good hours to go through this thing. We're off to Orange Beach to Sun Outdoors for the next 3 nights, and then off to Jacksonville after that. So hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and follow us on our travels, and we'll see you in the next video.